Welcome to another episode of No Stingy Energy, man. It's early in the morning,
It's
6:30
early, man. It's
Central Standard
early.
Time, man.
Rise
Right.
and shine, rise and shine.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, huh?
What's going on? How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. I'm honestly feeling pretty good, bro. It's funny, man, because my project, my construction project, bro, they knocked that framing out like
2, 3 days?
they knocked it out in like 8 days total. You know what I'm saying? Both flows to the roof. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. Like they did the finishing touches on it yesterday. Shout out my guy TM in the building. You know, they did some finishing touches on it yesterday, but it's completely finished. And what was so exciting about that, man, is like, damn, what made me think is that, bro, it took me longer just to get the foundation approved by the city than it did for me to build a whole damn house, bro. That shit is crazy.
Gotta be, man. Gotta have
That
that.
was
You gotta
crazy.
be. You gotta have all your documents in place.
Everything got to be in
The
place.
paperwork take longer than the bill, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
bro, it's crazy. But it
Gotta
was
be.
it was just small little bitty things. That was the thing too. It wasn't like anything major. It was just small stuff. But you got to get it done. You got to get it
Yeah.
done.
I'm not gonna lie though. That's the best feeling though. When the actual thing that you had on paper actually come to life.
Ah, bro. Yeah, bro. And I got a bunch of them coming back to back, back to
Yeah, man.
back. You know.
Feeling, man.
Yeah. Shout
And
out
then
D in the building.
yeah, it'd be quick. It's crazy how quick it is to frame a house, man. But
Yeah.
all the details take a little time.
Yeah, man.
So what y'all got next? Rough plumbing, rough electric,
Rough plumbing, rough electrical, roof and siding. We're
windows.
gonna probably do roof and siding first, then rough plumbing, electrical, all those things. Getting that done. I'm also gonna add Ethernet in this particular bill, which is a new thing that I'm really gonna I'm gonna
Smart.
be adding, huh?
So smart home.
Yeah, for a smart home. I'm gonna be adding stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, that I don't even know if I'm gonna get an ROI on.
Practice
But
for later.
it's more so it's practice for later. But more so, I just feel like it's a couple things, right? I want to differentiate myself and what we doing at First Choice Development. I want to differentiate ourselves in the market as a leader, as somebody who is willing to give more
Extra.
up front. And I want to be known that, if you get a First Choice Development house, not only is it going to be extremely quality, right? They're not going to cut any corners. They're also going to add in some things that no other builders are adding in. And so
Mm.
I want to be of the first to be, leading the charge, and I'll be honest with you. It may cost me, $4,000 or $5,000, maybe even more in profit to be able to make that happen. But I'm all right with that. Maybe even 10,
You can
maybe
bring a
even 10.
return later,
I hope so. But
and you could be known for something.
yeah, I want to be known for something. You know what I mean? And I hope I hope the market appreciates,
Appreciate.
yeah, that attention to detail, because we want to be one of the most energy efficient companies in Houston in terms of energy efficiency. That's going to be a key. And we also want to be one of the smartest home builders in the industry. And that's going to be a staple. That's going to be a staple. But listen, my name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas, primarily focused on the wholesale space, do a little bit of creative finance, fix and flip, new construction, new to the build to rent space, and definitely excited about it. And just to highlight something too, even though I say that I am new to the build to rent space, I did not go into the build to rent space green. I partnered with somebody that had decades of experience, and it's multi-generational experience as well. And so that makes a difference, because with the things that I know how to market. I know how to interface with the marketplace, but I don't necessarily know how to run a successful construction company as of right now. You know what I mean? I partner with somebody who already does that successfully and has been doing that successfully and has a track record of that. And I was just able to come in and add my expertise to help further that venture. So just want to add that for anybody that may be in the audience thinking about starting something new from scratch. You don't have to do that. There's a lot of people you can just partner with that you can add value to help grow. So I just want
How
to put
you found them? They got a million contracts in Texas.
it's a million contractors.
They at every Home Depot.
Yeah. So I've worked with him before. We had a good working relationship, and I saw some deficiencies. Not really some deficiencies, but I saw some areas of growth that
Add
I
value.
knew that I could add value to, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add some value right here, right here, right here. You know, and we're gonna make this work.
Nice. I'm trying to go live for the next 30 days on this. See how it works.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
I salute. I salute.
I haven't done that since like I ain't never done 30 days straight. But
Yeah, I seen Vina
that's a
been on
lot.
that. Vina been on that heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vina
She
been
go in
on
the
that.
morning though, right?
But she be, I don't know when she be going all the time. I get alerts every time, every now and then. I didn't jumped in there on accident, like because I'm doing something else, and boom,
Yeah.
I'm in there.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate that when you jump on somebody live on accident.
I'm
I hate
always jumping on somebody live on
yeah.
accident, but like
Like
it's
damn,
crazy,
man.
but
I
it's
hate
all
that I'm
good.
here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be here, but I guess I support you for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and slide out. But man, we got
You
we
gonna
got some
do an
good things
intro?
going on. Yeah, we got some good things going on as well, man. Trying to wrap up some flips. Um, I got a free meetup. I ain't in a meetup. I got a free kind of like mastermind. What we did in Texas for my students. March 9th. It's gonna be a good time. Chantel, you gonna be there? Where you at, man? Chantel, where you at? TL, y'all gonna be there? It's gonna be in New Orleans. It's gonna be a good time, man. We talking about development, fix and flip. Same guy I was telling you about. I need to introduce you to.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there. Talking about fix and flip, and guess what, man? Creative finance. We got two ladies will be the speakers. We got to highlight the
Ooh,
women, man, because
yeah.
the women coming up in the real estate industry, man.
They
It was a
coming up in
male leading
everything, bro.
industry for a long time. So the women coming up, bro. We got a woman talking about creative finance. We got Courtney Fricky, and then we got another lady talking about fix and flip. So she used to be a school teacher, now she's fix and flip. So it's very relatable to a lot of people. But my name is O'Neal Parker, real estate investor, entrepreneur out of Lafayette, Louisiana. I've been investing in real estate since 2016, full-time entrepreneur since 2020. Do all things real estate, but love passive income, love rentals. Um, that's me. Owner of Leverage to Wealth, teaches you how to leverage where they are currently in life, currently in their business, to get wealth in real estate. That's what I do. And I enjoy teaching people how to get into real estate with little or no money. I like to teach people how to start businesses with little or no money. And that's what I truly enjoy, man, because it's very possible to start and scale a business and you have lack of fun. You know what I'm saying? It's very obtainable. But you got to put the work in. You got to be consistent. You got to use resources. You got to maybe leverage the things. You got to leverage your job, leverage your credit, leverage other people's experience, other people's time. But, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes people just can't figure it out. And it could be right there in front of you. It's going to be March 9th, D. If you send me a DM on Instagram, I see the details. It'll be March 9th. Of course, every time I'm part of something, we bring the good vibes, the good music, good education, good liquor. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all the things. Just that's every time. It's gonna be a whole
Yeah.
no stingy energy situation. I remember for the last one, man. It was part of my birthday thing. I was drunk and sick, man. I still had a good time.
Yes, indeed.
I was drunk and sick. That's the type of vibe we're gonna bring. But shoot me a DM on Instagram, D, and I'll send it to you. Cause you be going to New Orleans a lot, right?
We got
More.
Kiki in the building. What's going on?
Yeah.
And shout out, and it's funny, man, because we talking about Black History Month since we have not highlighted a lot of dope Black history, you know what I'm saying? But
It's damn
I
near
do
over,
want to
man.
highlight, another Black woman that's killing it. Oh, I don't even think too many people have heard about this. And the reason why I got excited about highlighting this, man, is because it's not enough people that have heard about her. And I think she's dope. And
What are you talking
here's
about?
the lady,
Okay.
Dr. Hadea Nicole Green. Right. You ever heard of this woman?
What's crazy is
What's that?
I thought you were about to say Mia Cooper from Kelly
Nah,
Rowland the movie.
nah. That's funny.
But nah, you watch that movie?
Anybody ever heard of this lady right here? If you've heard of this lady, put a number 1 in the chat. I just want to see.
Nah, I don't know who that is. Did she find a cure to cancer?
She actually did. So, I
Well, that
mean,
ain't good.
but,
Because if they hear about that, they might go hunt her ass down. They do
here's the
not want
thing.
that to pass, bro.
I'm glad you mentioned that because here's the deal, right? So not only has she found a cure to cancer, right, through some type of light laser treatment that she utilizes, some nano particle laser treatment. But the issue is number one, she found, like what you said, she found a cure to cancer. That's a problem number one. Nobody wants a cure; they want a treatment.
They
All the
been had the cure though.
pharmaceutical companies like treatments, no cure. Like
Yeah, they don't want the cure.
yeah,
Too
the
much
cure
money.
ain't no
Too much
money in the
money being
cure.
made.
So that's a
Yeah.
problem, right? So she's found a cure and she's having some difficulty. Oh, she's having some difficulty finding uh 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 well, she's finding funding, but not enough funding to take the the cure to the to clinical trials with human beings, right? And I think that's a shame. I think she should be able to do that. But here's the deal. What I'm realizing as I'm kind of reading through her story, man, I don't know if too many people are interested. A lot of the companies that have the funding to fund this kind of stuff, they're not interested in cures, bro. Just not interested in cures. They're more so interested in um, treatments. Yeah, say the least.
No cures, just treat.
Treatments.
Well, just imagine though, if somebody would put it out there, they get it all approved, they can actually start selling it. They gonna run a lot of people out of business. Bro. But
Oh
I
yeah.
know if they find a cure, well, I know they got the cure out there. Magic Johnson still pumping, still alive.
Well, yeah, AIDS,
But
they've been, yeah, that one, yeah, they've been knocked that
yeah,
one out. Yeah, they got
but
some
if
treatments for that I hear that completely eradicate HIV, AIDS, all that. So that's done.
yeah, but I know it's super expensive because they're gonna have to recoup the funds that they're missing out on from all the other stuff they had, all the treatment. That, bro, the medical industry, pharmaceutical, and all that's a big industry, bro.
Yeah, and
That's a
they
lot
pay a
of
lot of
jobs, man.
politicians.
That's some billions of dollars, man. And if
Yeah,
you find cures for things, you putting people out of business. You putting stock market go down. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things attached to medicine, bro. A lot of nurses ain't gonna be nurses no more. A lot
yeah,
of doctors may not be doctors no more. So that's a lot of money in that industry, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, bro,
It's
you
it's gonna be interesting to see. I've also heard of a couple other people that have found some pretty promising treatments for cancer as well. And it's just, we just reporting the news. And so you just want to look, keep on the lookout. It's also a couple of doctors have found some cures for sickle cell. Sickle
mm,
cell is another one that is making
that's
some
huge,
amazing headway. Absolutely.
especially in the black community. That's huge.
Absolutely. And so it's just amazing, bro, that we live in a time where diseases that would take whole populations out are we're now finding like very successful treatments and cures for. I think that's extremely dope. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's a black woman, she a black woman too. You know what I mean? She's not like, you know, she's a real black woman, doing that. It's super, super dope.
She is just, I was just saying, quality black woman.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I like it, man. I like it. Hey, man, I know it's kind of off topic, but I watched two quality movies this weekend.
Which one you watch, bro?
You talking about Black History?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Tyler Perry joint. That was good, bro. A lot of
Which
people
one?
got Via Cooper.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
ain't
I
never
need to
watched it,
check it
did
out.
you?
I
You should watch it, bro.
am gonna
But
watch it.
nah, for real. Let me see. Let me put it up real quick. This is a movie that a lot of people should watch. A lot of people should show their daughters this movie.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? This is another good movie. A lot of people have probably never heard about. Now, this is based on a real situation, bro.
I'm gonna need our good clean sis.
Huh?
I'm gonna need our good clean sis Kelly Rowland to get some boundaries though. Okay.
Kelly Rowland did that thing though. But this, hey, Byron, this movie right here, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies need to look at that, man. A lot of women need to show
Kimber.
their daughter. Yeah, it's based on a real story.
Okay.
Shout out to the Deltas on
Ooh,
You
this
know what I'm
one.
saying?
Yeah, I did watch this too. Yeah, Delta Sigma Theta was all over this. You know.
Bam Bam said,
Reason,
nope,
like,
it sucked.
I don't know about this one, but the reason why a lot of people should watch this, a lot of men and women should show their daughters, bro. Sometimes you be falling for the wrong guy, man.
Mm.
This dude was selling drugs and shit in college.
She
Tag
got caught up.
along, started beating her. You know what I'm saying? Started trap. So the cops started looking for him. They started leaving, just going from city, state to state. And she was like, I want to go home. Went back home. She got caught up in his shit. She got 24 and a half years jail, bro. And she ain't sell not one drug.
My Jesus.
But it's based off a real movie.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
Kimber that went to Hampton. Yep. But,
Shout out
falling
Dr.
for the
Roll in
wrong
the
person.
building.
You know what I'm saying? Falling for the wrong person to set you up. And that was a good girl, bro.
Yeah, listen, I can appreciate, all different artistic forms. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm a good movie. I appreciate me some good movies, man. Every now
Me
and
too.
then. Every now and then. But I just want to highlight, man, that it's a lot of folk killing it in their space. Especially those women that's finding cures for cancer. That is crazy. That is crazy, finding cures for cancer. I think that is dope. Definitely keep her on your radar if you find it in your heart to donate to the sister. Go ahead and donate. I don't even know all of the details on it, on how to donate. But I'm probably gonna donate to her. But I want to just make sure I'm on the right page first. So don't donate until I find out if this is the right way to donate. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what, I just pulled something up, but the fact that I just want to find out, and I really want to reach out to the sister and see if we can get her on, and then that way we can get it directly from her, like how we can help support her cause. I think it's an amazing cause that she's fighting, and I do see that she's going to be dealing with a lot of uphill battles to get that done, bro, because the powers that be are not interested in cures as much as they're interested in treatment, bro. And
Right.
especially from a black woman who is trying to get that done, bro. They ain't trying to hear that, bro. I know.
Like Dr. O know a little bit more about her.
Yeah.
Doctor, you want to talk a little bit more about her if you don't mind? Because we don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like she got a good thing going. She just needs some support from the community.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Did y'all hear about the billionaire that gave $1 billion to one of the schools?
Who you talking about, P. Diddy?
No, it's a white lady, but she gave $1 billion so they get free tuition. Everybody that's
You said
attending
1 billion or 1 million?
1 billion. She gave 1 billion.
Type of woman, man. Damn,
Yeah. Wow.
a lot of money. So basically, they got free tuition for, like, let's just say all the students for 2-3 years. I guess 4 years.
Hell of a
Is that
go.
what it is? Oh, never mind. We'll be left. But it seemed like that's the type of situation. But man, today we're talking about how to secure funding for your next real estate deal. That was talking about all funding, but
Visit.
that's cool. That's cool. So let's start off at the beginning, man. So what's your thoughts, Byron? Let's talk about the person that just getting in real estate, zero experience, credit score is horrible. No, they got a 560, still trying to figure it out, but they got a decent job making like 60,000 a year. What would your advice be to that person? What type of funding you think they can get? And what's your thoughts about that? They trying to do a fix and flip.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I so for me, I didn't come into the game with looking for funding. Lot of the securing funding and all that kind of stuff. I learned that stuff on Clubhouse. I learned a lot of that stuff later in my entrepreneurial journey. And so for me, I always like to speak from my own purview. And before I was really looking for funding, I was really like investing in my business myself. Like, so my 9 to 5 was my first investor, right? And what I like about the fact that my 9 to 5 was my first investor is that, number one, bro, the way you treat your money, the money you work your ass off for, is so different from the way you treat somebody else's money. So that's first and foremost. Number two is the discipline that you learn, right? The discipline that you learn from saving your own money will make you, in my opinion, a better steward of somebody else's money. Now, I need you to pay attention to me on this, because you know what it took for you to produce the money that you produced, and you knew the sacrifices that you had to face in order to produce that money. So when you dealing with somebody else's, I believe, me personally, I believe you're gonna cherish that person's money a whole lot better. Number three is, I'm a firm believer, bro, that you need to get proof of concept before you start spending a bunch of money. So let me give you an example, right? Say, for instance, right, you start a business, right? And I've started many businesses, and I'll be honest with you, bro. Luckily, I have been successful at a lot of the business ventures I've started. But here's the deal. I've stopped a lot of those businesses because what I found in those businesses, I was like, you know what? Either this business is not vertically integrated as much as I would want it to be, or this business doesn't serve me the way that I feel it should serve what I'm trying to do, or I don't like all of the things that I'm doing in this particular business, even though it made money. Now, that's cool to do when you are utilizing your own funds, right? It's not as cool to do when you're using somebody else's funds, because now you've created yourself a trap. If you're a person who operates from financial integrity, right? You've created yourself a trap that you have to fulfill, even if your heart is not necessarily in it like how you thought it was. Because let's be real, when you as an entrepreneur, right? You get into a space where you're looking to grow. You get into a space where you're looking to grow. You're going to have to love it to a level to where you're going to do those uncomfortable things. You're going to love it enough to make those uncomfortable decisions, make those uncomfortable choices. You're going to have to get up when you may not have felt like it, because that love, that passion is going to have to fuel some of those early efforts. And I think, man, that before you start soliciting funds for a business, I believe you need to be soliciting yourself for a proof of concept first. Get a proof of concept. Find out, number one, that you can make money in this business. And I believe you don't all the time need money. You need creativity. You need grit to do that. Make some money in the business. Get a proof of concept of it. Find out if you even like this business. Then you start looking for money to grow the business. That's just my opinion. What's your thoughts on that, O?
Shit, I agree 100%. I always tell people you got to learn how to make money inside of the business before you try to go seek some money. You don't know how to make no money. Once you get the money, you ain't gonna know what to do with the money. How you gonna grow the money once you get the money? I always tell people you got to learn how to start a business from zero. Not all businesses need money. Like you said earlier, you need creativity. If you have creativity and hustle, you can make some money in the business. Like every business I started was less than $100. We made shit pop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think it's money that's needed. It's not really money that's needed. It's hustle that's needed. If you don't have no hustle and you got money, you're still gonna lose money. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have no money, that's when you think of all kind of bright ideas. When you get money, that's when you throw a lot of money at ideas. That shit don't align, because some things that's that's needed to be done in the business, they don't need money. They need you to actually take action. And then whenever a lot of people have money, they take less action and just throw the money at the problem. And the money don't solve the problem. The action needed is really what was needed to solve the problem. You get what I'm saying, Brian?
Absolutely. That's 100%.
Because the more money you get, the more you throw money at the issue. You know what I'm saying? You start hiring the wrong people to fix the issue. Now you just wasting money. Now you feel like they scammed you. You scammed yourself because you didn't take out the time to figure out if that's the right person for the job. You know what I'm saying? I didn't been there before. Overhired, hiring too many employees. Don't even need them people. Just thinking that, man, let's just hire somebody else, make sure, they can go ahead and figure it out. So I ain't got to figure it out. But that did it. Then when you get in the business, you have to figure out all these things. You got to know how everything operates first so you can hire the exact right person for the job and not just be hiring people just to hire people to say, yeah, I got 5 employees, but they all suck. I mean, you got 5 liabilities because you got to pay the people. And that's when the money just start going dry. Then you run out of money. You got to figure out how I had $100,000. 4 months done passed, and I done ran out of money.
Facts.
Because you was making the wrong decisions with the money. That's my thoughts about that.
I love that. Because we're talking about securing funding, but we got to lay a foundation always. Always got to lay a foundation. Money, I believe money is easy. Money is out here. Money is abundant. I believe if you are a person of integrity, you move, you got a good name out here in these streets, you do business, you do good business by people, you're going to get money. I'm telling you, I'm a firm believer that money is going to find you. You ain't going to have to look for it. It's going to be looking for you. Right now, I promise you, if I pull up my phone, if I can show you a log of the phone calls that I get in my phone, right? If I show you a call log, right? And you just kind of scrolling up on this joint, right? You're going to see a lot of numbers. And a lot of those numbers are people looking to give me their money. Listen, I get solicited with people looking to give me their money all the time. What about you, O? Do you get people looking to send you their money all the time?
Yep. Sometimes I turn people away because I'm not ready for it. I don't want it.
I turn 90% of the people looking to give me money, I turn them away. 90% plus.
If I'm not ready for it, I don't have a project for it. Hey, you keep them. I don't want to sit and hold on. No.
You know what I mean?
Not happen.
And so I just want everybody to know that the funding piece is going to be the easy piece whenever we're looking to secure funds. But what we want to do is put ourselves in position to where our creativity, right, and our business acumen creates the opportunity instead of the money. Because I promise you, if you put the money in front of that creativity and your business acumen, it's a high likelihood that not only are you going to be in debt, right, but you are going to potentially be in a situation where you can potentially burn a relationship if you don't have the money or the resources to pay that back, or your integrity is not set up in a way to where you're going to pay that person back. It's just that simple. So I'm a firm believer that we lean heavy on our creativity. Oh, I'm running into the situation right now. Growing this construction company and getting it where it needs to be. We are looking to hire, right, a few people, but I'm also real cautious about hiring people. Because at the end of the day, bro, I want to be able to not only make a certain amount of money, but I also want to make sure that anybody that I hire is an absolute rock star. I don't want mediocre folk. You know what I'm saying? Like mediocre folk, bro, can be like, bruh, like that shit is a bill. Let me tell you something. Mediocre team members is a bill. Period. You do not make a profit or ROI on mediocre folk. You need a team full of rock stars. And I'm a firm believer, man, especially when you new in the business, you don't even know what that looked like. You don't know what it's like to have a rock star person on your team. You know what I mean? But when you've grown in business for a while, you'll start recognizing that, you know what, we got rock stars, and then we got people who are just time suckers, and they just burning up your clock and burning up your bank account trying to get a check without providing little to no value. Anything that you do, anything that they do, you got to ask them a million times and all of the things. And so yeah, that ain't the type of person that you want on your squad. You want people who are self-directed, and all of the things. So I say all that to say this. A lot of the things that we're going to talk about in terms of securing funding, we first want to look at getting our business acumen in place, right? Our creativity in place, uh, um, better before we start securing a bunch of funding. Because the funding, when you got it's kind of like, you ever heard the analogy, you never have to chase women when you're chasing purpose.
Hey, oh, nah.
Wait a minute now. I'm just saying, you
All
never
right
have to
now.
chase women when you're chasing your purpose. Because
You done
women
brought the
will
women
chase a
in.
man after his own purpose. But the difference is, just like banks gonna always chase the business owner who got his affairs in
You
order
got stuff together.
every time.
So the banks always really chase people that really don't need the money.
Facts.
The people that need the money, guess what? The lender's gonna keep on running. Crazy how that goes. That's how it goes. But that's a good thing, man. Look, if you're looking to borrow money from anybody, you gotta have a solid foundation. You gotta be credible. You actually gotta do what you say you're gonna do. And guess what? If something happens, things happen in business all the time. If something happens, it's up to you to have that communication. Hey, look, this didn't happen. I didn't know this was gonna happen. My apologies. I'm coming to you now. You got to make that hard call ASAP. You know what I'm saying? If something happened, don't wait a month, 2 months down the line. And look, hey man, 60 days ago we didn't have. Why you ain't communicating?
You mean to tell me you don't run and hide and ghost people with their money? You mean to tell me
No,
that?
man, you can't do that.
You mean to tell me you have to stand 10 toes down?
You gotta make them hard calls, bro. You may be nervous, you may be sweating, but that's just good business. People like clear communication, bro. If something happens, look, man, this what happened. You can show the receipt, show the text message of what it is. I just want to be honest and transparent. This would happen. So we may, if we may need to do a 45, 60-day extension, whatever. If you open to it, I definitely appreciate it. Whatever you need me to compensate you for that extra time, go ahead and do that. That's all you got to do. If you do that, them people gonna want to throw money at you because that's the type of people want to work with. People that got clear communication, clear expectations. Shit happen in business all the time. Shit happen in life all the time. Just you got to communicate the issue. When you do that, people trust you. They know that you care about their money. They know that you genuinely care about your business. Now, once you start not answering the phone, not texting back, that's a weird situation. That's like, I'm done with you, bro. Nobody want to chase their money. I don't care if they're a billionaire and they lended $50,000, but nobody want to chase no money.
Facts.
That shit is a headache.
And most people, just to put it out there, most people who have money, right? They also had adversity. They also know
At
that
one point,
nothing is cookie cutter, right? And they understand that shit, you're gonna have cycles in business. And sometimes the cycles are gonna be good, and sometimes they're gonna be bad. So keeping it real with people has always worked out better. Always. And you get to look at them people in the face, shake them people's hands with a certain level of integrity, knowing that at the end of the day, you did 100% right. You did 100% right by them folk. It's a powerful thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's the first thing, man. You gotta have a solid foundation. So let's go back to the example. You got a legislative 550. You got a job. What else was it? 550 a job, and you trying to get some funding. All right. My bad, y'all.
Oh, good.
Damn. They got plenty of ways to do it. All right. You have a job, 550 credit score, and you got an opportunity. First, you got to identify if the opportunity is actually a good opportunity. If you can make money on, let's just say, a real estate deal, a flip, they have lenders out there that will lend you money based off the asset, not really based off the credit. But you still got to have some type of money because they're going to need a down payment, right? Most people need 10%, 20%. If you're in that position, you got a 550 credit score, you got a flip, you got to put more money because it's a higher risk on the deal. So I would always suggest the first flip, I would say the first 2 flips that you do, you need to partner with somebody that has experience. Again, if you stop being greedy, you need the experience so you can do it on your own later. Because there's going to be an opportunity for you to make 30, 40, 50,000.
Can I add to that too? Oh,
yeah, go ahead. Add to it.
The reason why partnering with somebody is dope. Another reason why, on top of what O just mentioned, was the people, the subs, right? You got to understand, you going out there in the wild jungle to go find contractors and subcontractors and all that. I'm telling you, them people gonna know you green. Them people gonna know. And they also gonna know that you may be only a one-time business opportunity for them, right? Partnering with somebody who has already tested those subs, who's already done business with those subs, or have already vetted all of the bad subs is invaluable, because that's going to save you headaches that you don't even know that you're going to have, because at the end of the day, they've already been through all of the bad subs. They know who all the trash people are, and you ain't got to deal with them. You see? And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, man. The worst contractors in the world's got the best sales pitches.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's just like the best scammers in the world got the best, they did the best at closing.
Oh, my Jesus. Bruh, like them trash contractors, bruh, they will sell you a river in the Sahara Desert.
They got it all figured out.
Facts. But yeah, go ahead.
They be the one to tear your ass up. But yeah, man, that's the number one thing, man. When getting into business, real estate in general, for those first 2 to 3 flips, get yourself a qualified partner in your area. Reason being, they ain't been through the fire that you about to endure already. You if you do it yourself, the potential profit could have been 50,000, but you might walk away with 5,000. You could have stuff that you ain't never seen before. The budget gonna be blown. I'm gonna tell you right now, you do a freaking flip, your budget will be blown. Especially if you do it by yourself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You think it's gonna be 50,000? The scammy contractor told you it's gonna be 50,000 to fix. The 50,000 turned to 80,000 real quick. Now you need 30 more thousand. You don't know how to get the 30 more thousand because you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to partner with somebody. First 2 or 3 deals to get experience, to learn the ins and outs, learn the ins and outs of funding, learn the ins and outs of contracting, learn the in and outs of what to look for, what not to look for. Learn how to get quality material at a cheaper price. Learn what stores to go to. Home Depot and Lowe's is not always the best stores to go to for certain materials. You may have to go to a lumberyard to get cheaper wood. The lumberyard wood is going to be cheaper than Lowe's and Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Toilets may be cheaper at a small warehouse than it is at Lowe's and Home Depot. The same $120 toilets may be $80 at somewhere else. So, not all good things are on Amazon. Sometimes you need to order 2-3 weeks before you even need the material off of Amazon, like your faucets, your fixtures, your lights, things like that. If you don't know when to order it, now you got project delays. You know what I'm saying? So all that comes into you partnering with the right person and you making more money on the back end, because if you ordering stuff the same day they need it, now they got to wait 2 or 3 days for it to come in. You're wasting time, and time is money. But if you order it 2-3 weeks before you need it, whenever they need it, you already got it. And you paid less for the more quality material, because Amazon got quality material at a cheaper price than Lowe's and Home Depot. Like the faucets I get be $30. Home Depot is $120. I'm saving $100 right there. So you got to find every way how to save money when you're doing a fix and flip, because all that money that you're saving, it's gonna have to go somewhere else. Once you bust some walls open, that's when everything goes to hell. You be like, damn, I ain't know all this was behind the walls. Got termite issues, got galvanized plumbing. Now you got to change the pecs. You know, there's a lot of different things. So every time you get a construction quote from anybody, I always add an extra on top, 5 to 10,000, depending on how big the project is. What's your thoughts about that, B?
You absolutely have to. you absolutely. You know, it's funny, man, because I'm actually hiring. I'm gonna give y'all a quick little gem. So the person that I'm looking to hire, right? I've went through I don't know how many people. I found one person that I like, but you know, I just wasn't all the way sold, right? But the person I'm looking to hire is a person that will do takeoffs, which is budgets, right? Because what I want to do as a marketer for this new construction company, I'm coming in primarily with the marketing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be over the social media aspect of the business. And then I'm also going to be a part of, you know, helping generate leads for the sales apparatus. And a part of that is making offers, right? And doing bids. And so the person I'm looking to hire is going to be somebody that's extremely good at doing bids, right? And they'll do a takeoff. And what a takeoff is, as I say, for instance, you bring your project to me and you're doing new construction. Well, you'll send me your plans. I'll look at the plans. I'll send it off to my takeoff team, and they're going to give me an exact breakdown of every single thing it's going to cost, right, to do that project. Another piece that person is going to do, and it's the reason why hiring a rock star is critically important, is they're going to also do sourcing, product sourcing. And what product sourcing is going to all of the different vendors that we work with and finding the best prices on every single piece of material. And
so
why that
best quality material at the best price, baby.
Best quality material at the best price. That's the person that we're looking to hire. So they're going to do our takeoffs and they're going to do our product sourcing. And yeah, basically an estimator, bam, bam. And the reason why I think this is going to be the dopest first hire is because, again, they're directly tied to money. Because I can go out and just sell, promote, and then I can give people high quality bids where I know for a fact that we're going to profit from day one because we're going to have the best material at the best price. And I think that is critically important. And here's the thing. You know, Amazon may have the best price today, but what if we find another price from Walmart or from a Lowe's down the line because it's on sale? So it's a constant thing. So I need this person constantly looking for the best prices, constantly, nonstop, right? And so I'm developing a system to be able to do that specifically. I think you're on Muto.
Yeah, that's important because prices do change every day. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not on top of that, again, you may be paying too much on material. That's important. That's another thing when we get into real estate, man. You gotta actually learn how much material costs. If you don't keep track of that, you're paying too much for shit, bro. And that will bite you in the ass later. Let's talk about this. Let me get on this website real quick. I just want y'all to see it. I'll tell y'all right now, I never did business with this website, but I just think it's good. It's a good representation so y'all can see what type of lenders they have. I'm not promoting this website. Again, I'm just using it for representation. That's it. That is it. All right. Let's see. So hard money. All right. They say right here, no money down real estate loans is possible. I don't believe that. Step-by-step approach, flipping kit for killer profits. Private money lending with real estate, 100% financing needed. So let's be honest. Any hard money loan that you get, you will put some type of money down. Some type of money gonna come out your pocket. It's gonna be for appraisal. It's gonna be closing costs. It's gonna be something. So
points
point
you to death, boy.
You know what I'm saying? some money will be coming out your pocket. So I know they got a lot of people that's new, a lot of people that believe what people say on websites, or they read out of context. Every time a lender says no money down, that means you're paying more in points. When they say no money down, you can probably pay 4 to 5% in points. And 4 to 5% in points means you got $100,000 loan, they charging you 4%. That's 4,000 right off the bat. After the 4,000, you got to pay their attorney fees, your attorney fees. Because when dealing with hard money, they have their own attorneys. You got your own attorney. You got to pay for both of them.
Processing fees.
Processing fees.
They're gonna hit you for that appraisal. They're gonna throw their little bit on the appraisal.
The extra on top of the appraisal. You paying $600 to $800 for a basic $400 appraisal. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that you got to look out for when you're dealing with hard money lenders, private money lenders. And that's a different thing too. You got to know the difference between a private money lender and a hard money lender. They call hard money private money now, but that's not the same. You got to know the difference. You got to know how to identify the two. So, again, when you read no money real estate loans are possible, it's bullshit. Don't believe that. All right? Don't even read that. We just need to skip past that because you will have to come out of pocket. If you get $100,000 loan, you probably gonna come out of pocket probably 10,000 at minimum. At minimum. All right. And this is a hard money loan. I advise nobody to get no hard money loan if you don't have to. This should be worst case scenario. Reason being, pay more points up front. It could be 3-4%. You got to pay all these fees. Processing fees typically is $9.95. It's pretty standard across the board. You got to pay high appraisals. That's out of pocket up front. Probably $800 to $850, depending on what market you're in. You got to deal with all kind of shit. It's going to probably take you 30 to 45 days to close. They go say they can close in 2 weeks. They lying. I ain't never seen it happen.
Facts.
They got a few out there. You go pay more in interest. Interest rates right now, baby, at 6-7%. You can probably pay 8.5.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. I'm not gonna lie. Hard money is a headache.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What's your thoughts about hard money, Byron?
Hard money is a headache. Definitely a headache sometimes because they've become more like traditional banks. It's the space has drastically matured. You know, here's the thing. I do believe that hard money is a perfect strategy for new people. And let me tell you why. You will pay more, right? But hard money will send you through a ton of different things that will prepare you for your private money lender. Now, if you can get a private money lender up front, great. But I do believe that hard money lender is going to be like school for the private money lender. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
Through it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you on these private money lenders too now. You know, just keeping it a bean. You know, I got a call last week from my private money lender like, yo, like, you know, when your next draw is because money looking a little tight right now. We just trying to see. Yeah, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so here's the thing. With private money, it's dope, but then you dealing with people, right? You're not dealing with institutions, right? You're not dealing with guarantees. And so, yes, on one end, the private money is going to always, if I got a private money connect, I'm always going with the private money connect because I can negotiate the ultimate terms. Yeah, like it's not even a question. Even if the private money is a little bit more expensive, right? I'm still going with private money because I just know how this business flow. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. If worse come to worse, and I gotta go and pull the money out of somewhere, I can pull the money out of somewhere. I have those kind of resources, right? So I think that when you are new and you know you don't have resources. So say for instance, that private money lender say, man, look, I got 200,000 right now, and I know your project is 300,000, and the other money disappeared. I don't know what we gonna do. You got to figure out that other 100,000. The newbie gonna be like, yo, my world has ended. They're gonna be calling 1 million people to try to figure out how to come up with this other 100,000, or their project is gonna stall, right? Me, I'm gonna get on the grind and I'm gonna find me either another private money lender, or I'm gonna just try to figure out a way to make the money myself, right? Produce that income myself. And when you're dealing with private money, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a reality or a potential reality that you may have to deal with. I'm just reporting news here. Just reporting news. But what's your thoughts on that? But I do believe that if you go through hard money, yeah, it's these people,
they in it for make money.
They in it to make money. They real slick with how they bait you in, and then when you get to the closing table, you find out
surprise. Oh, you got to pay this too. Oh,
whoa!
You say closing cost was 10,000.
This
we
was
shit say 12.
Huh? Look. I thought it was 100%. Wait a minute. Whoa. So just
every
prepare
time.
yourself for that. Prepare yourself to be surprised when you look at that HUD statement. And it just is what it is. I do know a couple hard money lenders that are upfront, and I appreciate them. I matter of fact, a lot of times I promote a lot of the hard money lenders that are straight up. Let me know exactly what I'm gonna be paying for at the beginning, so we can do this. But let me just break this down. We're talking a lot about the process and all of the different issues with these lenders. But let's be real. A good hard money lender and a good 2 deals a year can make you a quick $100,000 in a year.
Yeah.
In addition to find the money that one, you may be making at your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So let's
you can easily make an extra 100,000.
Easily make a quick 100,000, maybe even 200,000 if you're aggressive, right? I know people, and I've done it myself. Made hundreds of thousands just in flips. You know what I'm saying? Quick little flips, right? So here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest too. Another thing, I ain't gonna say it's easy money. It's not easy money, right? But it's simple if you do it right. If you know kind of what you're doing, right? The first couple of ones you kind of work it with some people, you could easily add a quick 50 to 100,000 to your annual revenue quickly.
Yeah. Easy.
So yeah, you're gonna get that hard money lender an extra 10, maybe even 15, maybe even 20,000.
Yeah, you gonna give us the
Yeah. You may do that.
20 for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna give them some bread, but at the end of the day, if it turns around and helps you make, a quick extra 50, 60,000, what can you do with that?
Worth it. Yeah, it's worth it.
What can you do with that?
I'm happy you said it, because you got to look at the upside. Yeah, sometimes it's the cost of doing business. You got to pay some upfront money, especially if you credit low and you're trying to do it yourself. You will pay more money, but by you paying more money, is making you more money. It's making you and your family another 30, 40,000. With that 30 to 40,000, how could that help you and your family? You can put that to actually fix your credit. You know what I'm saying? Once your credit is fixed, now you can go to a smaller bank and get some clean funding. It ain't no hidden secrets, ain't no hidden money. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what you're paying, and you only may pay $3,000, $2,000, $2,500 for the total loan amount. That's it. With all the fees, all the points, they charge points, but you only may pay $3,000 to $4,000 for the loan, and not $10,000 to $20,000 for the loan.
That's a fact.
And at the end of the day, everybody needs to be set up to do business with small local banks, mid-sized banks, because it's easier, cleaner, it's more understandable, it's more digestible. Hard money is disgusting money. I ain't gonna lie to you. They charge for everything, bro. If you want to draw the money, you may have to pay $150.
Oh yeah.
You gotta pay for somebody to go out to take some pictures. The inspector. It may be another $50 to $75. You gotta pay for their report. You gotta pay for paying for everything. And they're not gonna tell you until you need it. Boom. Oh, you need it. Oh, you need some draw money. Oh, you gotta do inspection first. Inspection $150. To pull this money out that you paid, that you used already, another $150. Yeah, we need that.
Oh yeah.
And another thing with hard money, you have to They got different hard money lenders out there. Some you have to pay upfront for everything to get done. So let's just say you need the roof done. The roof $7,000. You have to come out of pocket with that $7,000, fix the roof. Then the inspector got to go out, which is typically gonna be like a realtor. They got to go out there, take pictures. Then they got to turn in. Then you turn around and get the $7,000 back. It may be 24 to 48 hours. So you got to have some type of money from somebody to actually get this project going. But typically, how I do it is I put them a lot of money up front, like the demo. Demo only really costs $2,000. I'm gonna say it costs $6,000. So now I got $4,000 to play with to float the project.
Ooh-wee.
Later.
Let's give them that game, Let's
Same with the dumpsters.
Let's get that inflate them number game.
Dumpsters are very expensive. You know, a dumpster may be $600. You can put the dumpster $700, $800. You know, so you always want to put the money that you actually need to float the project in upfront expenses. So if you framing a house, framing may be $8,000. You go say framing was $12,000. You know what I'm saying? Now you're using that. You have the extra $10,000 to float your project. So now you're using the loan money, not your own money.
Fact.
But you also got to have a good contractor with you that understands that, because now you got the money to pay him faster as well, because he got to make his inputs bigger. It's all a game. Let's get back to the hard money stuff. Again, we're not promoting this company. I ain't never used this company, so if you decide to use the people, that's on you. I'm not even gonna share the name. Y'all see it, y'all see it. Y'all don't. All right. Loans and closing costs. There are closing costs you incur in order to close this loan and purchase a house, such as title insurance fees, insurance. So that's another thing. A lot of hard money lenders, you got to pay the insurance up front. It ain't making payments on the insurance. Is the insurance is $3,000 for the year, you got to come out of pocket $3,000 for the year. In some cases, flippers may be able to 100% hard money financing loan. For most real estate hard money lenders, 100% financing means they will lend you borrows up to 100% of the purchase price. For example, a lender will provide 90% financing for repairs costs while the borrower brings the loan and closing costs to the transaction. However, we do things differently. At the investor, offers genuine 100% financing for eligible borrowers. I ain't promoting nobody. Let's see. Watching all these investors go belly up right now. I ain't mad at the hard money folks. They're taking risks. Yeah, that's typically how the hard money loans work, man. And again, if you got 500 to 600 credit score, you got to have some type of money. Sometimes they have bank statement, sometimes they don't. Depending on the lender, you got to come out some money up front to actually qualify for the loan. So that's why we said earlier, it's good to partner with somebody that has experience, because then they can get the loan. They have more experience. Again, if you don't even have experience, they're going to charge you more. If you have zero experience, you don't have 3 to 5 flips done in the last 12 to 24 months, they're going to charge you more points. Instead of paying 2 points, they're going to charge you 4 to 5 points. Instead of putting 10% down, they may say, hey, you need 20, 25% down. Because you are a bigger risk. If you are a bigger risk to a lender, you got to pay more money. You got to pay more to play. That's why it's important to partner with somebody that's been through the fire before. It's going to be cheaper for you. Any other thing you got to talk about when it comes to hard money, B?
I just want to highlight the fact that at the end of the day, hard money lenders have helped me make a lot of money, and they helped a lot of people make a lot of money. And at the end of the day, we do what we have to do as business owners to secure funding to help us make more money. It's just that simple. So I just want to highlight that. So it's no free rides nowhere. So going into any business expecting a free ride, you're not going to get it. But at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares? Let's get to the bag, and get to the bag. Sometimes you just got to spend a little bit more of a bag to get there. I believe hard money is like some of the best schooling you can get as a new investor, because they're going to over prepare you from an investment standpoint. They're going to over prepare you to do a deal. And what do I mean by over prepare you? Number one, they're going to make sure that you have insurance, all of the proper insurances that you need.
Yeah.
You're gonna be overly insured when you're working with a hard money lender. They're gonna also make sure that you do triple due diligence, because they're gonna make sure that the property pencils out from a appraisal standpoint. Make sure you're not gonna be in a situation where you upside down when your property is looking to get sold. Right? These are invaluable skills and tools that a lot of other private money lenders are not going to make you have to go through. But trust me, you having to go through those things are going to benefit you. Hard money lenders are not going to lend money to you unless you have all of your permits and all of those things together on new construction or anything of that nature. They're not doing it, right? So these are things that right, although they can be a headache at the beginning, they really set you up for ultimate success, and you just pay them a little bit more for that success. So I do not want to come on here and demonize hard money lenders, because I do believe that many of these new folk coming into the game need a hard money lender to show them how to work with a private money lender successfully. So
That's true. Yeah,
that's
they're
just
gonna make sure
true.
you overqualified.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
mean,
be
no,
overqualified when you're working with that hard money lender. That's the upside of it. Yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit more, but you're gonna definitely know what the hell you're doing after you finish. You're gonna know how to do it right.
it's absolute fact. It's absolute fact. Let's talk about local bank funding. So let's talk about hard money. I'm gonna talk about hard money and then local bank funding as well. Talk about both, because both, they pretty much need the same thing: documentation. You're gonna need the EIN letter. You need the EIN letter from the IRS. You don't just need the number. You need the actual EIN letter from the IRS. Every time you get any loan, they're gonna need that. They're gonna need your articles of incorporation. So for me, I put all this in a Google Drive. Name it loan docs, because every time you get a loan, they're gonna ask for the same thing. You need to have sometimes some people ask for your tax return, some don't when it comes to hard money. I say it's good to have anyway. You don't have to actually send it to them, but it's good to have it one place. You need your tax returns for the last 2 to 3 years, if possible. If you have a job, sometimes it's good to have your last two W-2s. It's good to have your last two check stubs. Have all this in a file so you can just send it out easily. You need to have a picture of your ID. Everybody needs a picture of your ID. Um, what else? Articles. I mean, you need to have a personal financial statement. Everybody go ask you for that. You also need to have what's that she called? Operating agreement. If you have partners, some people need an operating agreement if it's just by yourself. You just need an operating agreement in place. Some states need to be notarized. Some states don't. If you have multiple partners, you need to have an operating agreement. Who owns what of the business? If you have poor credit, you need to be under 20% owner of that business. If you have great credit, you need to be 80% or more owner of that business on paper. It don't have to be like that for real. Um, that's a lot of, y'all definitely need to get that, because that's how you get secure funds with the lower interest rates. Is having somebody that's qualified. They make the money. They have the credit. They need to be majority owner of the actual business on paper. And you need that for hard money and local bank funding. All right, so let's move over to working with local and small banks. So I know, what was your feedback when you went to well, let's talk to Malachi real quick, man. What you thoughts about hard money, Malachi? Oh, my bad. I didn't add you on stage. My bad. Somebody will get up and later.
My thoughts are hard money. I mean, it's tough, but if you ain't got no other options, you got to do what you got to do. They're definitely third in the pecking order behind. I'd always try to go traditional and then private lender and then to them. I've never had to use them before, but I would if absolutely necessary. I'd rather pay a high fee and get the deal than not have a deal.
I agree with that. I agree with that. So, why do you choose traditional funding first? When you say traditional funding, I'm guessing you're talking about uh like small banks in Houston.
Yeah, local banks or credit unions or big banks if you can get them to rock with you, depending on what type of business you have. They be kind of leery when it comes to the real estate stuff, but they just typically have better rates and smaller closing costs. That's all. I
Yeah.
mean, you're paying less points. You know the money's gonna be there. You know, you can see how much they have in assets, especially if they public. So you don't have to worry about them running out of money during your project and things like that. And they're just typically more upfront with all the fees they have. You know, they're not private, so they have federal regulations and things like that they have to follow. Where they got to be fair to everybody and offer everybody the same thing, et cetera, et cetera. And then some of them have federal mandates where they have to, go give credits and different money, to lend to minorities and things like that. So it can kind of help you too on some of those things.
I like it. I like it. So I'll be honest. Traditional funding is probably the easiest funding you can get because not everybody is built to raise private money. Not everybody is built to have those conversations with people. And look, I got this opportunity. You know, you can come in, you can make this, make that. Not everybody is built to have this conversation. So we got to be honest. So traditional funding is the easiest you can get because once you're locked in with a bank, they have all your information. So after that first deal, all you got to do is send the agreement. Sometimes they don't even pull you credit for a whole year. They pull you credit maybe once for the year. And that's it. You just send in new deals, make sure all the deals make sense. You send in your construction quote, you run the numbers, you can close the deal in 3 weeks once you're established with that bank. I would say that's the easiest money to get. And then qualifications to get a loan for working with traditional banks, 640 credit. Typically, you probably got to make on your job, depending on the size of the deal, I would say minimum 30 to 40,000 a year, and you can qualify for a loan. It's just that simple. Of course, you got to have all the documents we talked about earlier: EIN number, articles of incorporation, personal financial statement, last 2 tax returns. You need personal tax returns. You need your last 2 tax returns for business, sometimes 3, depending on who you're going with. But that's typically the easiest and the cheapest money you can find. What's your thoughts about that, B?
Man, I love it. I love it, man. I love the fact that you mentioned the 30 to 40,000. Somebody making 30 to 40,000. What's dope about that? Because I mean, if you could think about it, right? You make 30, 40,000. You turn around, you do a flip or two. You know what I'm saying? You make yourself a quick $100,000. Bro, that's a powerful situation to be in. That's a powerful situation to be in because, especially if you do right with the money. A lot of times, we be thinking we got to do all of this extra stuff to be able to make big money, and we don't. Let's say, for instance, if you just make 30,000 on your flip, 20,000 on your flip, that
How long
still
did it take
sets
at the
you up.
job?
Yeah, like, and you making that 30, 40,000 on your job, and now you got, an additional, 40, 50,000 coming in, of just pure net, and that's net profit coming in. Man, that puts you in a powerful situation. And I recommend to do it with a 9-to-5. I recommend do it with keep the 9-to-5 because you could take that little money, that little nest egg of money, and put that towards your other real estate ventures. And if you're doing what Malachi, has done, because Malachi, aren't you're doing the same flip, but you're keeping the property and taking some money on the refi, right? So you're still getting that profit and you're still keeping the asset at the same time. I mean, you're talking about a win on top of a win. Malachi, you mind kind of breaking that down, how you got that set up when you keep the property, but you still make a profit at the end?
Yeah, so essentially, anything you buy or build, right? Anytime you sell it, there's profit included there, and that profit is typically taxed at as ordinary income at whatever your ordinary income rate is going to be, and then on top of that, that profit from that property is going to add to what you're going to pay in taxes on your normal ordinary income that you make from your W-2 job or wherever. So as long as your cost, typically if you're getting good deals, and your cost basis is lower than what a cash out refi would be, a bank or traditional lender or any lender, they'll give you 70 to 75% of the value of what you're selling. So you'll just quote unquote sell it to them and pass on the profit now, and just as long as you're under that 75% number, you can get a free property. Or if your costs are low enough, like let's say your cost is 60%, then you got 15% profit that you can make from selling to the bank, and you don't have to pay tax on any of it.
Wow. So you mean to tell
Yeah.
me, you get the profit on a property that you keep?
Correct. And then you can make the profit. You can rent it out and make more money over time. But that profit that you take, you're not going to pay tax on it. So keeping it, you may be at around the same amount of profit once you consider the tax implications of, if I sell to somebody and I'm in the 20% tax bracket, plus the taxes go increase from wherever I normally work at, compare what that's going to be, what you'll pay in tax to what you'll make just by keeping it and taking a little bit of profit from the cash out refi for the bank. Sometimes it's around in the same ballpark, but close enough to where I always think it makes sense to keep the property anyway. But I'm just saying, if you're talking about how much money I'm gonna make today, you might be in the same ballpark when you consider how much you go pay in taxes.
I got a question with that, Malachi. How many different ways are you winning by using that strategy that you're using? 'Cause I don't think a lot of people understand that you winning like 4 to 5 different ways by doing this. Probably
Well,
more than that.
the main thing is you keep the asset. So all of this flipping and turning properties over at the end of the day, you got to remember money is only as valuable as what it allows you to buy, right? So what are you gonna do with those profits? That's what really matters. Am I gonna be able to go out and buy another asset or a better one than the one that I'm giving up? Like, am I building my stack to go out and get something bigger? In that case, it makes sense. But if I'm just flipping and turning money, paying tax on all this money, at the end of the day, I don't own anything wealth-wise. How am I really helping myself? Because my money is losing value, every day, literally because of inflation. So, but the main way you win by keeping the property. That's a long-term asset. Now you can rent it and make more money. Then the money that you do make off the refi, you're not paying taxes on that. Then you get all the tax breaks of being an owner. So like that same house I build, let's say that house costs $200,000. I sell it, I don't get to depreciate any of it. If I keep that house $200,000, 20 to 25% of that, that's a $40,000 to $50,000 tax deduction that I can take off top today to make, now the profits I make from renting it, I don't pay tax on that either. Or I can offset income from something else. And then long term, is the longer I hold the property, if I sell it later, I make more money than I make selling it today. And then there's a rental income that you get from being able to keep it today. Or you can leverage it, later on to get more money from other lenders to do more things. Like, it's just a lot of ways. Property ownership is just much more valuable than the cash in hand, in my opinion.
Right. So the same strategy that Malachi is doing, that's basically like kind of what you moving towards too, right, bro?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like what's the reason that model so attractive to you?
I mean, essentially, number one, when I got into real estate, I got into it to own properties, and then I, started wholesaling, and then I started making a lot of money wholesaling, and then, it just
Got sucked into it.
you get sucked into making the right now money. And I always tell people that wholesaling and owning property are incompatible business ventures. I'm gonna say this again. Because a lot of people are not finna hear me right now. Wholesaling, and if you want to be a successful wholesaler, listen to me, and you want to own properties, those are incompatible ventures, even though it sounds like they're compatible. They're not vertically integrated. One is going this way, the other one is going this way, right? And in order to be successful growing a portfolio while wholesaling, right, your strategy has to switch. You have to pick a side. Either you're going to be a successful wholesaler or you're going to be a successful property owner. Okay. Now, the reason why I say that is because when you're wholesaling, you want to make as much money as possible. And as you grow that business, that in order to grow that business, you have to reinvest in that business. And when you're reinvesting in that business, it creates almost like its own machine that has to be taken care of in order to grow that business. And what you'll find is that you'll get sucked into just making a ton of money. You're going to make a lot of money. I'm going to keep it real with you, right? I'm going to keep it real with you. You're going to make a ton of money, but at the end of the day, that's all it's going to be. It's just a high income. what Malachi's talking about, right? Whenever you're building, that is long-term wealth. And you're going to smile at yourself a lot longer for that long-term wealth that you were able to create much longer, right? Because you're going to hold on to those properties. Now, will you be making $100,000 months? No, you're not going to be making $100,000 months. But at the end of the day, every little piece that you build is going to be setting you up for extreme wealth later down the line. You're going to have properties that are going to be worth $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 by time it's time to retire. Like Malachi, a lot of the properties that he's buying are in up and coming areas that it's a very strong possibility that those properties will be worth $500,000 a piece by the time it's time for him to retire, right? And those properties will be paid off by that time, right? And they'll be worth all of this money. And if he wanted to sell them, he could, or if he wanted to do another refi and let his kids deal with them, he could do that too. That is a much more powerful position to be in than to just be making a ton of money. And then when you look back, right, whether hopefully you invested it right. If you didn't, you screwed. So yeah,
you gotta look at it like that's a 401k, bro. 401k and a bonus.
Yeah,
like what you're doing is you got a brand new asset. You're still making cash flow, and you walk away with 15, 20,000, whatever. That's tax free. So you're still like a wholesale deal, and you're still making cash flow.
You're still making cash flow deal.
You can't lose.
And on top of that, when you keep the asset, you're technically you're running a business. Now by running that business, it allows me to shift income and hire my family as employees, pay my kids, put money in their accounts so it can grow tax free, things like that. I can't do any of those strategies with money that's just sitting in the bank.
Facts.
So it's a whole lot of winning going on. It's a lot of tax strategies going on. Your net worth goes up, your income goes up. I'm sure his income go up every month, every year. Rent increases. The debt goes down every month. So it's a lot of things that you can win.
I want to add something to that too. The powerful part about building these properties from ground up, instead of just buying existing assets, at least for me, if you build them in a quality fashion, my Jesus, you can build assets that gonna stick around for a long time. Yeah. You can build high quality assets.
Shouldn't have that many issues, especially for a while. You shouldn't have no plumbing issues. Everything PVC tech. Shouldn't have no electrical issues. Everything brand new. Of course, you may have some AC issues because of the weather, hurricanes, the heat, but it shouldn't be nothing major. Maybe a little maintenance here and there. Shouldn't have no leaks in the roof. It's brand new. So it's a win-win situation.
But even if you do have issues, if you document it right and took pictures right and things like that, and were involved, where everything in the house is. So if I see something behind this wall, I know what's behind that wall. I know.
You put it there.
I put it there. I know everything. Yeah. I should know everything about that house. If there's a problem, it should be easy for me to identify and easy for me to fix.
What type of problems have you ran into since you've been building, Malachi? Have you even run into any? Like, let's just go back to the first house that you built. How long ago was it?
The first
one
I built
that you rent out,
was my house, like 2018 or so.
So 2018, that's 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Since 6 years ago, did you run into any major issues yet? I mean, we had hurricanes, we didn't have floods, we had a lot of natural disasters. Did you run into any like major issues?
No, I haven't, because I picked good trades up front and I paid them more money. So I knew this was stuff that I was keeping, so I wasn't as concerned about my price per square foot being low. I wanted to make sure that I had better materials and great trades, so I was willing to spend more on the important stuff like foundation and framing and things like that. where I can make sure my house will last. Now, I will notice what I did note, because like I said, my house was the first one I built compared to the others, and I really didn't make as big of a material upgrade or to until I started building the rentals, and I can tell the difference as far as walking my house and walking some of the rentals, just as far as the materials that were used in the construction of the house. I do know that.
So you saying some of the materials used for your rentals or some is better than your house?
Yeah, like my flooring is thicker in my rentals than it is in my house, and I didn't know to make a switch.
You were still learning.
I was still learning, yeah. But I'm saying, as I walk my house, and if I walk a rental, I can see the difference, and little stuff like that. Just using just the materials that you use.
That's crazy. But going back to what you said, you didn't have to make no major repairs, no major issues in 8 years. I couldn't call 20 landlords and ask them when the last time you made repairs. They're gonna be talking about last month.
Last
8
month.
years.
Last
8
week.
years, no major repairs, bro. I know I done had so many major repairs the last goddamn 2 years with all these floods and freezes and all that shit. I didn't have to change all new plumbing. I'm talking about underground, all new PEX, you know what I'm saying? Multiple houses.
Well, the materials now are better too. Like, you got, the new piping and things like that. And you also, when you do new construction, you get a warranty with it too. And that even goes for your structural and foundation warranty. That's even a 10-year warranty that you're supposed to get on the back end.
Yeah. So that's all things you got to look at. That's why I want to get in builder rent as well, because I know I'm keeping these assets for the rest of my life. Why not build it? I know where everything is. I know the product is quality. And I won't have no headache with repair. I'm good.
Facts. And another thing, if you get into it, and this is just something I'm studying now, I want to give some people some insight, and I don't want to completely nerd out, but forgive me if I do, but I feel like you're going to get some value from this. But it's some things that I'm looking at in terms of energy efficiency and making sure I'm building structures that will not only last a long time because of the way that they're built, but also they're going to be extremely energy efficient. So some of the things I'm looking at zip sheathing, right? Looking at zip sheathing. I'm looking at making sure that I have extremely good blower door tests. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up blower door test, meaning that the amount of air that's coming in and out of the building is minimal. That way that you can make sure that your ACs run a whole lot more efficiently. You can have less AC per square foot, meaning that, your energy bills are going to be extremely low. And then I'm also looking at figuring out ways to bring in ERVs. Look that up. ERVs on my properties and dehumidifiers on the properties as well, in order to combat some of the tightness of the home. Now these are new technologies that I'm looking into. I'm looking into integrating this into a lot of the new things, especially the stuff that I keep, because what it'll allow is for your infrastructure to remain extremely intact, because it's not dealing with a lot of the in and out moisture and all of those things that kind of weaken the integrity of your property over time. And then you're also saving on those energy costs over time dramatically, right? Dramatically saving. Another thing, all those major holes inside of your envelope, you want to reduce those, and you want to caulk those and make sure that those things, you're not dealing with all of those, moisture exchanges inside of your wood and all that kind of stuff. All of these little bitty things are things that I'm looking at from a building perspective that will allow a stick frame build to last potentially upwards of generations if you do it correctly. So these are other things that you can look into whenever you're building it yourself, right? Because you get to make those decisions. It's a beautiful thing. So I just want to add that in there. Sorry to nerd out, you know what I'm saying? But these are just things that I'm looking at incorporating into my builds.
I got a question, man. If y'all want a new construction show, man, put a flame in the chat. It sounds like
Ooh. Put a
so
flame
it's
in the
more
chat.
to it than you think. If you put some flavor in the chat, make sure y'all like the video too. Like
Yeah.
the show, man. It's been fun so far. So another thing I want to talk about when it comes to funding, Malachi, what's your take on lines of credit? That's the things that our community don't talk about as much that we need to talk about.
I love them. So y'all keep saying, go to the bank and go to these places to get a loan. I think you should go to these places and get a line of credit, and then you're essentially being your own hard money lender. So I use lines of credit and HELOCs for everything. I only use a loan for a construction loan or the back end to fix in the permanent loan. But I use a line of credit for everything from acquiring the land and paying for costs all the way up until the end, and even to pay for the new construction itself. Because with a loan, you have a fixed amount that you got to pay on it. But with the lines of credit, you just pay as you use it, and you can take one line from one bank and use it, to go pay for things at another bank and things like that. You can just get creative with it. So yeah, I prefer lines of credit with as many institutions as.
So Malachi, so you walking in the bank asking for a line of credit. Do you ask for a minimum amount? You ask for a crazy amount, and just you walk in the bank and say, look, is there any way I can get a $60,000 line of credit, and you hoping to get 50, 40, or you ask for 60, you get 60, or sometimes they give you more than 60. So would you break down that situation? Because I know some banks have a cap, some have a minimum, most have the minimum of 10,000, some have a cap of 100,000. So would you break down that situation?
Right. So I just do exactly what Los tells me to do. In his room every Friday. I was getting credit before that, but using some of his stuff it's helped me get a lot more. But essentially, I go in the bank and I just have a packet of information. But first, I make sure the bank. I look up the bank and make sure that they deal with the type of lending that I'm trying to get. Make sure that they have the type of products I want, so no one's wasting anybody's time. And I'll either go in the bank or cold call them, ask to speak to a business banker. And I had 2 years of tax. It's a packet, 2 years of tax returns, an Excel document that has my debt to income ratio on it, a listing of all the properties I own, how much they make per month, and then like a balance sheet essentially saying what I own today, and this is what my net worth is, and a copy of my credit report. And then I go in and ask the bank, hey, I'm looking to move some money around, looking to establish a new business relationship. This is my packet. This is what I got. Kind of tell me about some of your business products, and then we could see if there's a match. Look at my stuff. Let me know what you think. Don't pull my credit
Hell
until
no.
we decide that we're going to transact with each other. That's typically it, man. And then they come back and say, because each bank has different requirements based on what they're going to lend you based on your situation. Like, I mean, some are real risky, some are conservative. Some don't deal with real estate at all, and that's messed me up a few times based on the
Credit
business,
pull.
based on not the credit pool, based on my NAICS code that I have on my tax return, because it clearly says real estate. It doesn't. So first of all, I'm not gonna lie to no bank. So, and I got certain reasons I can't anyway. But you lie to a bank, that's federal fraud, right? So I'm not telling them I'm doing marketing and other stuff when I'm doing real estate. And then some banks just don't rock with real estate, and I've had them simply let me know, like, hey, we don't really rock with real estate right now. It's kind of risky for us or whatever. So, but the NAICS code, some people put different NAICS codes on there and then tell them different reasons, like it's for expansion or whatever. I'm always honest and upfront with the banks, and I tell them exactly what I'm gonna use their money for. And after the conversation, if they rock with real estate, we typically can make something happen. And if they don't, it's on to the next.
And I want to highlight that too, what he just said about banks rocking with real estate, rocking with trucking, rocking with construction. I've talked to a few bankers, and the way a lot of that works is some banks like to have a certain amount of different things on their
Books.
books
Like a mixed
at any given
portfolio.
time. And so when they have too much real estate, they want to reduce that, right? If they have too much construction, they want to reduce that. So it's not that they just don't fool with this particular product. It's just they want to have diversity in the products that they have on their books at any given time, right? Because if it's too much here, then it may get a little risky. If it's too much there, it may get a little risky. So they like to diversify, right? So, and that's always changing. That's always changing. So what Malachi is saying, when you're going out, you're cold calling these banks, it's critical that you have those conversations to find out exactly what they want to invest in. And if let's say if that bank has too much real estate on the books, they may want to reduce that, right? Cool. I'm gonna go down the street and go to somebody else, right? Who cares? So what? Who's next, right? At the end of the day, like, we going on and we moving on to something else. So I just want to highlight that. But here's the thing.
Yeah, what he said. Really, the first step is researching the bank.
Correct.
Researching the bank and seeing what products they have and what type of aptitude they have to lend to your business.
Correct. So it's up to us as borrowers to ask questions, do upfront research, do the work. Instead of just walking in there, hey, pull my credit. What can y'all do for me? You should be able to know by doing your research what type of products they provide.
No,
you don't have to do business with the bank.
It ain't. It's. I just want to note this. It's not the attitude of what can you do for me. It's I'm tight. What do you have for me?
Yeah.
Not what can you.
That's
I don't
true.
need you. I'm
need me.
I'm looking for a banking relationship. I can take my business anywhere. This is what I got. What can you do for me? How can we work together? Tell me about your products, and I'm gonna tell you if you ain't got nothing I like. So I'm sorry. Yep. I'm on to the next one. I'm the prize, homie.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, you the product though, because without you, they ain't making no money. They need a little money to
you need my deposit.
That's correct. A fact. And listen, I want to shout out Dunn in the building because we talking about assets, we're talking about ownership, and a lot of times when we're dealing with just ownership in general, we forget that ownership is twofold, right? It is what you own, and it's also what you owe. and if the owe is too imbalanced with the amount of own, you could potentially have yourself a problem, and your asset, right, can potentially be a liability if you don't have that ownership ratio set up the right way. And so I always am excited about Dunn coming on here and sharing some of his particular knowledge on these kind of things, because as investors, as we're looking to grow, as we're looking to own more, as we're looking to have a higher net worth. Is net worth important? Oh,
hell yeah. Lenders look at that.
Lenders look at net worth. Mm-hmm. Net worth matters, right? Cash flow matters. And the way you ensure that you're going to have a certain level of cash flow, the way you ensure that you're going to have a higher net worth, you need to make sure that you tap into ice10k.com. Go to ice10k.com. And you want to get yourself a savings and earnings report right here. How much that costs to get done?
It's free 99.
It's free 99. Yeah.
Everybody should get one.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get you a savings and earnings report for free. Right? So you can understand the importance of not just ownership, but net worth. Net worth is important. Net worth is critically important. I want to let's cue up that commercial real quick, because I want to run this and see exactly what my guy got to say about that. Let's go ahead and cue up.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, My boy was like, you ain't got to do that. You can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
I want you to imagine with me real quick before we move on to done. I want you to imagine being in a situation where you've done the work, you've made the investments, you've held on to some properties. You are in a space to where, let's say you have a good 9-to-5, right? And but you've acquired yourself 50, maybe let's say 10, 20, 30 assets that you own. And let's just say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, you own these things free and clear because you were able to tap in with somebody like a Dunn and figure out a way to pay those things off. And you have positive cash flow coming in every single month from those assets. You got, a gross income, maybe let's just say 10, 20,000 coming in a month, gross income. And let's say you're profiting out of that, I don't know, maybe 5,000-6,000, you know what I'm saying? And, or maybe even more if you own them free and clear. What kind of dignity, all right? What kind of dignity of an retirement would that be for you to know that you have this income coming in every single month? Everything is paid for, right? And, and the beauty of this is, let me tell you the beauty. This is the beautiful part. And these are things that I've learned from other entrepreneurs. Let's say, for instance, right? Instead of leaving those free and clear assets to your kids, you get you some new debt on them, right? I'm just saying. You get you some new debt on them and let those kids figure out a way to pay those things off over time, right? And teach them how to be real entrepreneurs. And you have that income, debt, listen to me, tax-free, because this is new debt, tax-free, that you can really go out and live your life. And then guess what else? You still own the property.
Guess
Your
what?
kids are still
Just
set up.
You got to take a step further. So when you get old, take all that cash out. Now you got your liquid. Now you got life insurance. So when you die, they pay it off again.
They pay it off again.
And they can leverage it again.
And
then just keep going. That's how the rich get rich.
My Jesus.
Yeah. That's why you gotta have.
Imagine.
That's why you gotta have all your. That's why you gotta have all your ducks in a row. I dropped something on my Instagram probably like 2 weeks ago. When I was 21, built my first house. The mortgage was 158. A month later, I got an insurance policy for 160. So if I'd have died, house would have been paid off. I did this at 21. They got people that hit at 60 if they ain't got this figured out. They got people hit at 40 still ain't figured out. So, hey, go leverage your life insurance. The life insurance is $43 a month. No? And I was 21. A lot of y'all having sex on the club. I'm thinking about the future.
Wow.
You can still have sex with a club, but you got to think about the future too.
Don, what you think about that?
That's a heck of a play. I mean, you got to think beyond what we've been given. I had a guy call me up. He read my book. He called me up. He's got a business here. Well, he's got several businesses here in Huntsville. And everybody knows him. So when he called me and said who he was, I thought he was playing. I thought it was somebody kidding me. I said, why would he be calling me? All right. So he read the book and he's got this $2 million in debt on a couple of buildings. They're office buildings. And so he wanted to know what he could do about that. He's making plenty of money on it. In fact, I got the example. You know, one of those the savings reports you guys were talking about. I got an example right here on the screen.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah. So he's got $2,236,000 in debt on this building. Here's his cash flow on here's how much money he's making on the rents on average on these buildings. Okay. $57,800. The mortgage payments are only $14,696.
Oh,
He said, you can't touch this money, $36,686.67. I read your book, but you can't touch this money to, pay down the debt. I'm reinvesting this money right away. He puts this money to work. He puts this money, 11.2% of what he's bringing in, he puts that into a reserve fund for repairs and maintenance. He's got over $100,000 in that fund. Okay, so I'm going to show him how the bank. He's looking at how much the bank wants in interest on that loan, $1,123,000. If he wants to, now he won't want to, but if he wants to, he can only pay. If he wanted to, he can bring that down to $231,000. You know what interest rate he would have to pay this little amount of interest on those loans?
how much?
0.67%.
My Jesus.
That's saving him $891,000. Okay, that's if he wanted to pay it off. Instead of 21 years, he could pay it off in 4.9 years. And all the money I get to use is this little bit of money over here. Okay, so give you an example of what we're talking about there. Let me pull this up. This is just one of the loans. Okay, $1,400,000. $1,400,000. And this is the play he's making. Instead of trying to pay the buildings off, I showed him one move and he just went crazy. I said, you're putting about $6,000 a month into this fund. What if you were to take, this is cumulative principal and this is cumulative interest. Every time he makes a payment, that much goes to principal, this much goes to interest. Okay? So in 1 year, $30,699 would go to principal. It cost him $73,000 in interest to do this. He wasn't looking at this before. Why? Because he's making over $50,000 and his debt is only $14,000 a month. He was looking at cash flow only. He's looking at interest as something that he could take off on his taxes. He didn't look at it as something he could save. So when I pointed out, you're going to pay this down by $30,000 anyway. Could you take some money out of that account that's making 1/10 of 1%, apply it to principal, be paid down to line 12 here in 1 month, and save this 70 grand in interest? Whole new thing opened up. He says, you know what? What if I decided that I didn't want to pay off the building? And then we go back here, take a look at page 2, and start out here with the pill method, and in 2 years, pay it down to 1.4. That's $800,000 in equity. And now he says, why don't I just refinance it at that point?
I'll get a line of credit, either one.
I'll get a line of credit.
You'll get a line of credit. Yes.
And keep that loan.
And keep it. So it's you were talking about net worth. Do you know how long it would take him to get $800,000 in equity? Doing it the bank's way? paying it
Long
down
time.
by 800,000. So here's what we're doing. This is well to be able to facilitate that. If we put like 30,000 on here, we can't keep using up his reserve fund. So if we got $30,000, put it on the loan, save 70 grand in interest. How long would it take him to put that $30,000 back at $6,000 a month? 5 months?
Yeah, about 5
Yeah,
months.
5 months. So 5 months, he's just going to make the regular payments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Regular payments for 5 months, and then drop another
Drop it
30
in.
grand on it. And knock off another year and another $70,000. And this is the process by which he can get that equity faster and cheaper, because every real estate investor I know says, I bought it for this, I sold it for that, or I cash out refied it for this. This is how much money I made. None of them say this is how much interest I paid to get that. To pay
That's a
this
fact.
thing, to pay this loan down, normally just but let's say $340,000. Okay, now I got $340,000 in equity, but it cost me $600,000 to get it.
Mm,
That ain't no fun.
mm.
Hell no.
So what we're doing now is showing real estate investors how they can leverage the bank's money, okay, keep the debt, but get that equity cheaper and faster by using dormant money. But what we're not doing is impeding the investor's ability to invest right away. We're not taking investment money and paying down the loan.
What I like about this is is that instead of saving that money in expenses, you'd be better off spending that
Investing
money
it back.
to get cheaper money, and then using the credit that you can for unknown expenses.
Yeah, there you go.
You can use the credit to get a line of credit for
Absolutely.
emergency expense.
For emergency expense. That's a better, the amount of money you're paying
Better use of
over
money.
30 years is not worth the amount that you would save to be able to get a line of credit to do the same thing.
You see, Byron, that is the old thinking. The reason why people don't want to borrow to do that is because they don't want to pay the interest. Well,
but the
what you're
interest is
saying,
way cheaper.
it's way cheaper. They
But
don't,
they don't see it.
You can see it now.
I can see it.
The interest you borrow to fix something, the money you borrow to fix something, the interest is way cheaper than the interest you're paying on the loans.
My Jesus.
So borrow that money.
My Jesus.
And listen, that is an arbitrage play all day.
What you think about that, O?
I love it. 'Cause I think it's a better use of money. You paying down debt, the same money you were saving, but you're saving it for no reason. Like
And
you're saving it for future expenses. And you can put that money on your loan, gain more equity. You can just get a line of credit for the future expenses.
And when you're working on a project that's multiple millions of dollars, one thing that is required is that you keep cash in reserve.
Oh, yeah.
It's required that you keep cash in reserve. And it's just sitting there.
Yep.
And you're building on it. You can leverage that cash because you can take a piece out of it and then put it back. But you can kill a lot of interest on those loans. And especially in some of these situations, some of these builders are getting interest only loans
Mm.
to
Yeah.
increase cash flow during this time.
Malachi, what's your thoughts on not just that play, but the insurance play? The having those assets close to free and clear and then pulling that money out tax free to be able to do whatever you need to do in your latter years. What's your take on that play?
I like to play as long as I have the insurance on the back end to pay it off. And
Absolutely.
as Al always tells me, which I still haven't done yet, he always notes if you have parents that are still alive, seeing if one of your parents are okay with you paying the extra cost to get policies on them now.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be more expensive, but it's worth it if you got some siblings. So if you got the extra money.
Yeah.
But because I hate to say it, but let's just say that they get a little older, they may die in the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? If you and a sibling put insurance, y'all may be paying $300 a month. And it may be $300 a month for $1 million.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Look at here, man.
I think it's worth it. I got insurance with my parents. Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them.
I still don't, but we've had the conversations.
Why is that an ugly conversation? We need to have that conversation. Why is that such an ugly conversation in the Black community? That is not an ugly conversation in other communities.
Man, that should be a part of life conversation. Like, what does it matter anyway? If I'm dead, I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
Why you think it's ugly though? Why you think it's an ugly conversation, Malachi? Since you say you don't have it,
because people think that somebody gonna try to set them up and kill them.
Folks are like, oh, you trying to get money off me now? You trying to get money off me when I'm gone? like what's going? Well, two reasons. One, some people might think you're trying to get money off me when I'm gone. So like, what's going on with that? B, like O said about siblings, right? So if I got to have this conversation, now I got to have a conversation of who's paying for this policy. Is this policy going for everybody? Is this policy going for people who didn't pay? Who gets what? There's who gets what when mama and daddy gone is just a conversation a lot of people try to avoid in general because they don't want it to be unfair to somebody. But like that policy got to be paid for. That house that mama had that left the taxes on this, somebody got to pay it. All of these things ain't free. And who divvies up the cost and who divvies up what we reap off of those costs when we capitalize on it.
I can promise you this, Malachi. What's a worse conversation is who's paying for the funeral.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep.
Who chipping in for the funeral?
Yeah. Nobody want to chip in for that. But everybody want to make decisions of where the money going.
Who making a dinner place that we can sell to be able to raise the money to pay for the funeral?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
That's why you got to be prepared before it happens.
Chicken, you got the potatoes, the mashed potatoes. Huh?
Yep.
That's a hell of a goal. That's a hell of a goal. Listen, we're talking about securing the funds. Listen, this has been a valuable conversation. And what I like about it more than anything is we're not just telling you how to secure funding, but we're telling you how to be the person, how to be the entrepreneur, the mature entrepreneur who knows how to not only secure the funding, but know how to be the person worthy of securing the funding. That's just as important. A lot of times we think about just securing the funding. No. You need to have a viable money-making opportunity worthy of securing the funding first. And I'm a firm believer, make money on that idea that you're talking about. Make money on it before you start asking for folks money. What'd you say, Malachi?
With the loan, yes. With the line of credit, no. Go secure the line of credit, even if you don't have no objective or
absolutely.
project in place.
Well, I see the line of credit as more of a what you call that. That's you preparing yourself to be that entrepreneur, period. Like you need to just have them lines of credit just in general. Right? That's kind of like your 9 to 5. That's kind of like your 9 to 5 being your first investor. That line of credit is still based on you. right? So most definitely, but I'm a firm believer, make you some money first so you can get that proof of concept first. Even if it's a small amount of money, it don't have to be a lot of money. I think a lot of times people be thinking we got to hit home runs. You don't have to hit a home run. You can make you $2,000-$3,000, but when it's something about that proof of concept money that just hit different. Oh, what you think about that?
When we talking about it, the most important thing is actually using the information and put it into place, man. You know, after you leave the show today, you should be figuring out having that conversation about life insurance, having those conversations, checking your credit score, annualcreditreport.com, seeing where your credit at. Go and ask these lenders, hey, you know, what do I need? What kind of qualifications do I need to get this line of credit? Because you know, a lot of people here can go get $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 lines of credit. You just didn't know. Like you have everything that they're looking for. You just didn't go make the move. So you just got to start putting that work in. And like a lot of regional banks offer lines of credit, like 25, 30,000. You know what I'm saying? So get as many as possible so you can be set up in position. Whenever you have a deal, you already got the money. Like Malachi said, you can be your own lender. You see a plot of land, 10,000. You know, if you build a house, it'd be worth 150. But you might as well go snag that piece of land, build later.
Citizens Trust Bank, based in Louisiana, just moved to Houston.
It's a black bank, right?
Black bank, yeah. They just moved to Houston. They got $1 billion in assets, and now will probably be the easiest time in Houston to get lending from them when they're trying to enter a new market than any other time.
Best time. The black
You
bank
heard
too.
that.
Yeah, I think they only got 2 branches in New Orleans and Houston.
I've already pulled them up.
They in Chicago too.
Pull them already by.
Yeah. They pulled up. What we talking about, bro? What we
So
talking about?
man,
Is this Citizens
don't
Trust
just take
Bank
the
right here?
information given. Don't just take the information given. Not you. You gotta go use it.
Is this Citizen Trust right here, Malachi?
It's the one based in New Orleans. They got another one, I think, out of Missouri. Look for the one in New Orleans. It's based out of New Orleans. Citizens Bank Land.
Go to contact and location. Top right. That's a. Go to the bottom.
I don't think that's them.
Okay,
that's
Atlanta. Georgia,
Which
Fulton.
Citizens Trust?
No, that's them. I see the logo at the top.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Drive.
Martin Luther King Drive, GA. Yeah, they got a bunch of them. They got a bunch of them.
Martin Luther King Drive. That's the, you know.
Yeah, you know what you need.
Yes,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man.
I think it started in New Orleans, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Citizens Trust Bank. Yeah, go get you some funding. You know, go get you some funding. Go run a play. And at the end of the day, you know, even if it's just doing that flip, right? Doing that one little investment a year, two a year, make you a quick 20, 30,000 on top of what you're already doing, right? And you building up that net worth, man. That's the game. That's the game. And you don't have to be doing a lot to be able to make that happen for yourself, to make a quick extra 6 figures on the side. You don't have to be doing a lot. Don't have to be doing a lot to make that happen. So if you don't leave this conversation with nothing else, I truly believe that everybody on this call, if you have the acumen, and if you care about the real estate, and real estate ain't everything and ain't for everybody, but I do believe it's possible to just flip a couple deals, whether you keeping them or selling them, and make yourself an additional 50 to 100 grand a year. That's dope.
Yeah.
You got something to share?
Yeah, before we get out of here, man, I'm just go over a few different type of loans, because I know a lot of people have different businesses here. We probably have another show about it. This is different loans you can get. They got different type of loans. So they got term loans, basically regular loans, term, fixed finances. Pros of that: get cash up front, invest in your business, fixed monthly payments, offer stability to help you improve cash flow, grow your business over time. May allow you to borrow a higher amount other than small business loans. All right, cons: if you want the lowest rates for the longest terms may be difficult to qualify for, may require personal guarantee or the collateral. Costs may vary. Term loans from online lenders typically carry higher costs than those from traditional banks. Of course, they got SBA loans. We had a show about it. Probably gonna have another show about it. We need to start utilizing SBA loans more often. Pros: low rates, loan amounts up to 5.5 million, long repayment terms. They got a lot of terms that's 30 years. That's a gem. Cons: hard to qualify for, long and rigorous application process. It is what it is. Business lines of credit, y'all should all know what that is. We talk about that a lot. Pros: flexibility, way to borrow, revolving access to funds, typically unsecured, so no collateral is required. Cons: may carry additional costs such as maintenance fees and draw fees, strong revenue and credit required. Equipment loans. I know a lot of people. I know I think he's gonna start a plumbing business. This may be something you can do. Pros: equipment being purchased also serves as collateral for a loan. Equipment lenders may understand nuances of financing large equipment as opposed to traditional small bank lenders. Cons: some equipment lenders require down payment. Equipment may depreciate faster than the length of your financing. Invoice factoring, invoice financing. So invoice factoring is if you get, let's just say, invoices with a trucking company, you can get invoice factoring. They can pay you faster than it would you waiting 39 days. Invoice financing, let's just say you have a lot of invoices, you can get financing based off those invoices that you have. Of course, we got merchant cash advances, fast cash, flexible requirements, personal loans for business. I know what that is, business credit cards, of course, and then micro loans. That's a big one that a lot of people don't know about. Micro loans typically offered by small lenders who provide other services such as consulting and training, accessible to borrowers facing credit challenges and other barriers to bank loans. Cons: rates are typically higher than traditional banks. Micro lenders can be tricky to find. But it's a big one for the people that have not the best credit. They have people out there that'll give you. So make sure y'all check out micro loans. Typically loans is 500 to 50,000. A lot of us can use it, especially if we got some business. You can use that money for different things. So just wanted to share that before we got out of here.
Absolutely.
They forgot one.
What's
Which
that?
one?
HELOCs. If
Ooh.
you are responsible, because your house is at risk, but if you are responsible, your house is an asset. Property values are still at a point now where they're very high. You can go get a HELOC that can last up to 10 years based on the high property value of your house today.
The
That's a
best time is
fact.
to get it now. The interest rates will be a little high, but at the same time, your value is probably the highest that it's ever been, probably, at this moment.
Right, and the interest rates are variable, so when they dip again, they'll go down. But it's like you said, it's about capturing that high value now.
And another
Correct.
thing I want to highlight too is each loan product, right, works best for different investment strategies, right? So let's say for a HELOC, you may do shorter term turnaround assets, right? So things that you could turn around in a year or so. You may not want to do any long-term projects with a HELOC. Maybe you do. It just kind of depends, but if just a quick flip, that'd be a perfect play for something like that because you can get in, get out. It's just so many different things. Okay, so Janine Ford with PNC. Janine, you should have been on the call today talking to
come on now.
PNC. Yeah, what I'm saying, we won't be moving no stingy energy when we could be sharing the game. Janine, what we got going on? You gotta let me find out you a PNC plug. Yeah.
See, funny story about that. PNC is the bank that just rejected me because they told me they don't fuck with real estate. Maybe if I would have talked to Janine,
See,
maybe I'd have had a different
she
answer.
would have did the oopie doop. You see what I'm talking about? The oopie doop on the next code. Janine, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah. What's up, Janine?
And going back to the HELOC, the examples what you said, I use my HELOC to build. That's where I get my funding from.
It's a
So
beautiful
you use
thing.
it to float the whole project, get your lumber packages, all that. Pay your contract.
I can, because the construction loan pays on the back end. You need money to pay on the front end until the construction loan comes. So if interest rates are high, I'll use whatever's lower. If the interest rate on the HELOC's lower than what it is on a line of credit, which it often is, I'll rock with the HELOC.
I love it.
Me too, man. It was a great show, man. I hope y'all got a lot of value. I got a lot of value.
Ton.
That funding piece is important. You can make or break a deal. Funding is important, especially when you're trying to make something happen. You're trying to go to the next level in life and you just can't figure it out. Sometimes you gotta pay to play, and it's the cost of doing business. Sometimes that cost is worth it to get you in a different position. But once you get in a different position, you make that money. It's important that you take that money and invest in yourself to get yourself prepared to get better funding deals. Better funding, better interest rates, lower points. So you take the risk in the beginning. You may get the horrible interest rates, you may get the horrible loan, but once you get that profit, it's time to start investing that profit into yourself to build yourself up to get better funding so you can make more money for you and the family. But again, everything that we covered, man, is important that you do your own research and take action on it. Set yourself up for later. Got any final words, Byron?
I want Janine, can you put your email in the chat, please? That's all I want to know. Can you put your email in the chat? We got to talk. Yes, indeed. I want to say this, man. I think we all, especially my folk on here that had that 9-to-5, that good 9-to-5, and you looking to just make you some extra bread so you can start using that 9-to-5 and that extra side hustle to fund a lot of these ventures. I just think that, figure out a way to make you an additional $50,000 to $100,000 a year. $50,000 to $100,000 a year on top of that 9-to-5. That's it. I'm not asking you to do none
Nothing
special.
crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy. You ain't got to make $1 million. No.
And we need to normalize that too, though.
Yeah.
Extra 50 to 100,000. Don't think it's impossible. That shit is very possible.
Yeah. Just 50 to 100,000 in addition to your 9-to-5. You ain't got to grow the business out to nothing. You ain't got to what you call it, scale nothing. Don't scale a bitch ass thing. Just simple. Look, let me explain something to you. Yeah. Just make 50 to $100,000. That's it. How can you do that? You pick you a good deal, right? And you flip that deal maybe, or you do whatever it is. I don't want to just pigeonhole you in the real estate, but I truly believe that you can make that $50,000 to $100,000. That's it. Take that money and then start putting it in the bigger plays, And trust me, when you learn how to do that, you're going to have all kind of lenders calling you. Yeah. You're going to be the prize. You remember how Malachi was saying that he the prize when he go to the lenders. Yeah. You will be the prize when you go into them lenders because they know that you have a proven track record of producing income. And a lot of times we get caught up in trying to hit the $1 million lick, and that million, it may not be time for the $1 million lick. Your life may not even be set up for the $1 million lick, because here's the thing. That $1 million a year in annual income is a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Need a few base hits.
Just some base hits. Oh, listen, you get you a couple base hits consistently every single year. Trust me, money won't be a problem for you. You're going to have a level of confidence that's going to be out the roof, because you're going to know that you can, at the end of the day, bet on yourself to do this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet on yourself.
That's a good question. What if I don't have talent? Real estate don't require talent.
Mm-mm.
Real estate don't require no talent. You ain't got to be the smartest. You ain't got to have no degrees. Just numbers. Talking to people. That's it. It is basic math. It ain't hard.
And seeing stuff through.
Yeah.
Can't quit.
Being consistent. Then if you're doing rehabs and all that, you don't even have to be that consistent, because you can get other people to send deals to you. You can get agents to send you off-market deals. You can get a lot of wholesalers to send you deals. So you ain't even got to be consistent with your marketing. You definitely don't have to have talent to do real estate. You ain't even got to be smart, honestly. You could have been in jail 5-6 times, 8 felonies, and still make money.
Facts. I know a couple of fellas that have made a bunch of money. You gotta understand, and it was funny, man. We was talking to Welby. Welby, he's a high earner flipper. You know what I mean? He made millions like in a year just flipping houses. That's possible. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. making $1 million flipping house, making $1 million in anything is going to take an incredible amount of
Discipline.
intentionality, resources, and that may not be for everybody. And listen to me. Don't get caught up in what social media consider success. Hit you a couple base hits, right? Little by little. And before you know it, you're going to be doing more than most people you know. You're going to have a nest egg bigger than most people you know. And more than anything, you're going to have a certain level of confidence that you can bet on yourself. You know, at the end of the day, you push you into any wall, put you on any place on the planet, and you can produce yourself an additional 50 to 100 grand. That's powerful. That's powerful. You know,
we gotta, normalize it.
yeah.
You just making an extra 100,000, you in a whole different area. Most people ain't making 100,000. We gotta keep it real. Most
Facts.
people not making over $100,000. So you just have to go by and say $50,000 to $100,000 extra. You in the top probably 10% of the world. Nah, probably top 20% of the world. So make yourself a little bit more money.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. With that being said, if you don't have, yourself a nice CRM and you're looking to grow your company, scale your company, you definitely want to tap in with Taskify. Taskify is what I know. Oh, what you think about Taskify? Oh,
Love it. Easy to operate because I'm not computer savvy, so a lot of text through it, emails, follow up with people, do drip campaigns. So I can email. I can text somebody for damn near the whole year and not actually send the text myself. It just automatically sends. I can follow up with them. So I was talking to somebody yesterday for all the people that got a tax company. This y'all time of the year. Like I have a new student. She got a tax company, but I was like, how do you keep track of those people? She ain't no way to keep in track. She said notebook. So if you have any type of business, you got to have a CRM because you have to stay in touch with these people. You got to say happy birthday, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and boom, tax season here again. If you're not keeping track of the people that you did taxes last year, you're going to lose some people and you're going to gain some people. The thing in business is you want to keep your people and gain people. If you keep losing people and gaining people, you stand at 100 clients. You got to be growing to 120, 140, 160, 100. You got to keep growing your clients. If you have no way of tracking them, keeping in touch with them, they'll always find another person to do the taxes. Because you're not fresh on their mind. That's all you got to do. You got to keep track of your clients, stay in touch with your clients, and keep your name in front of them at all times. That's what you got to do. That's what any business. The data is everything. If you're not working the data, somebody else going to work it for you and take your data. And take your client, take your customer. That's my thoughts about it, Byron. It's a good way to keep in touch with your people.
I love it. Shout out my guy Loopy G in the building, man. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. But yeah, with that being said, man, listen, man. I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the show, man. Don't move with stingy energy. Don't move with stingy energy. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you ain't hit the like button in a few minutes, go ahead and hit it right now. Go ahead and hit it right now. Yeah, don't be shy. Guess what? You gonna hit it and it ain't gonna even hit your back. Listen, it's the only button you can hit and it ain't gonna hit your back. Just go ahead and hit it right now. And
Malachi said you got one more thing to add before we get out there.
Yeah, Malachi, go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, one last thing. So since we talk about going to get lending, the banks will lend you more money based on how much income you report on your tax return. We're still in the land of bonus depreciation. It was down to 80% last year. The House right now, or they're trying to vote to extend it back to 100% from 2023 retroactively going to 2025. So on your taxes, anything that you bought in your business, equipment, anything you bought in the business that has a useful life of greater than 1 year and less than 20 years, do not expense it on your tax returns. Depreciate it, because the banks will add depreciation back to make your net income higher. So ask your accountant, Do I have anything? Show him everything you bought last year. Ask your accountant, does anything in here qualify for a useful life of over 1 year? And if it does, have your accountant take that out of the expense column on your taxes and put it in the depreciation column and take 100% depreciation on that if they pass this law, extending 100% depreciation retroactively to 2023. It was 80% in 2023. So run the numbers, 80% when added back to your income number might still work in your favor. It just depends. But pay attention to that piece.
My Jesus. Well, let me tell you, when Malachi
Man.
say he got one more thing, don't he?
He's dropping it. He out of there.
Yeah. That was a hell of a thing to drop. I appreciate that. Listen, shout out to Matilda in the building, one of our members. We appreciate every last one of our members.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you.
Especially the ones that hit the like button.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, man, we out. Yeah. Oh, you want to break it down?
Yeah, man. So look, make sure y'all want to join the family. Next to the subscribe button. So after you subscribe, hit the join button. They got 3 different levels. You can join the family. They got legacy, visionary, trailblazer. Whichever one fit your current situation, man. Go ahead and click and join it. You're welcome to have you. Welcome to know send you in your family. Next Thursday. Well, this Thursday, I'm sorry. We'll be talking about AI, man. AI. AI is damn near taking over. So if you're not going to get with it, you're not going to learn about it, it's going to take over.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to take over. Just like the iPhone took over, and a lot of old people don't know how to use the iPhone. You don't need to be that person when it comes to
NVIDIA
AI.
stock is going crazy too. That's taking over too. Listen, if you ain't got no money parked over there, you may be slipping.
No. We could be dropping talking about AI on Thursday, so make sure y'all tune in. If you don't know much about it, if you know a lot about it, it's the place to be on Thursday, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be here. Of course, we'll be consistent. And with that being said, we out, man. Y'all have a good day. Go make some money. Go talk to these banks. Pull your credit report. I think we should be getting some reports Thursday. Somebody got some lines of credit. Somebody got some new loans. Man, y'all report back if y'all use the stuff we're talking about. And again, do your own research. Just because we said it don't mean it's true. You got to do your own research. And go holler at these banks, man. The banks got money to lend. You the prize. So go out there. Don't let them pull your credit. Have a conversation. If they fit what you're looking for, do business. That's all you got to do. Ask as many questions as possible. Don't qualify for a loan, sign on a loan, and then ask questions after because it's too late. Ask questions before. And then that being said, we out, man. You have a good day. Peace.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow-up, we struggle with leads, and we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we're talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing up on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NOSTINGYENERGY to get 10% off. I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.